Hi Taurus, welcome to your July reading. My name is Linda. Thanks for tuning in. Already shuffled all the decks and put your cards down. We have here where you are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use. This is the hidden forces. This is the potential outcome. And we're going to take one rune for what is the spiritual lesson. So the world in the reverse here in the position of where you are now, it's saying you that you're close to ending a cycle here. You're kind of wrapping up some last few things with regards to a particular area of life. It could be, I'm not going to try to say anything specific. Whatever it is for you, whatever cycle you feel like you're closing out, that's kind of where you are right now. And I feel like here with the Seven of Swords being in the position of what challenge you face right now, it could be here that there's a couple of things that are coming up that I feel. For some of you, this is about like an internal examination. Like in order to close out the cycle that you're in, there needs to be some kind of really honest evaluation of where you're at in certain areas. And I feel like because you have this Six of Cups here and the Page of Cups here in the outcome, these Cups cards, I kind of feel like there's something here about going back to your inner, in your memory, to your early childhood or to childhood in general, like early lifetime memories are coming up here with these two cards. And I feel like there's something there about just evaluating yourself as in terms of your current energy, about what might be still playing out for you or affecting your decisions or affecting the way you carry yourself, especially your energy around love or creativity, because the Page of Cups here is kind of, it's that sort of, the Page of Cups is the energy of an offer, a love offer, or like your emotional receptivity. It can also relate to creative things as well. So there's this feeling here of needing to just check in with yourself about what maybe you all still believe to be true, or maybe what things you need to like be honest with yourself about in order to kind of let go of certain ways that are maybe still you're holding back on, if that makes sense. And strength is here in your reading in the position of what are the hidden forces. So for some of you, this could be a person. There could be like a person showing up who might be a Leo person, for example, that is having some kind of effect on you, that is making you have this, somehow it's triggering this evaluation. You know, again, that this person could be someone who is mirroring to you something about yourself that's making you look at like what things do you believe to be true about yourself that were founded in your early childhood that are still affecting the way you navigate through life, especially when it comes to like relationships in particular. So let's take a look at the rune here and see how that ties into the rest of the reading. Now, this rune is actually showing up in your reading in the reverse position. This is how it looks in the upright. And in the upright position, it represents transportation. It can represent horses or movement, any kind of movement in any kind of transportation. It's a vehicle, right? And it represents gradual development and progress, harmony, teamwork, trust, loyalty, an ideal marriage or partnership. So in the reverse position, it says here in my notes that it's not a negative rune, but it could be that a change is craved, feeling restless or confined in a situation, restless haste, disharmony, mistrust, betrayal. This is interesting because the Seven of Swords, typically when it's showing up in a reading, it can describe a mistrust or a betrayal that you might be experiencing from a person in your environment who might be, you know, taking from you or being dishonest to you or doing something sneaky behind your back. And when I first saw it in the reading, I didn't really want to give that interpretation because I feel like the Seven of Swords gets a bad rap, because there are other ways to read the Seven of Swords. You know, it can be, like I said, it's about research, it's about reevaluation. But since this rune is kind of doubling down on that interpretation, I feel like I should give another version of what this reading could be describing. So it could be here that there is something in your energy right now which you're ready to tie up and close out and move on from, which has to do with, again, trust issues. So, and I do feel like it's still connecting to some kind of early childhood thing. There's like something here about memories from childhood, or just childhood in general, or early life, your early development in life. There's something around trust here that might be still affecting the way that you are available, or the way that your energy is like putting out information that people are picking up on. And it's something like, yeah, there's a feeling here with the Strength and the World reversed that you are being shown that it's safe to let go of that idea, and that maybe it's time to really acknowledge that you do have that in your energy, and that it might have been affecting your relationships, or might be affecting the way that you are showing up as an energy as far as your availability to other people. That's something I'm feeling here. And I feel like with the Strength card in this position, again, it's like you're either a person is showing up that is kind of reflecting that to you and showing you that, like, they might be a very solid person, they might have a lot of integrity and be very worthy of a lot of trust, but you might have some mistrust towards them for some reason. And this might be a moment where you can recognize that there's something in you that is holding back a little bit because of some kind of early childhood or early life experience that has ingrained a specific belief in you about people and how to trust or why to trust them, right? But I feel like the point with trust here, and around this card of betrayal, it's like it's not not about labeling yourself as having trust issues. I think it's wise to have, you know, a level of suspending your belief around someone until they prove that they're worthy of trust, right? And then it's also about your own self being strong enough in your own sense of your intuition and your own sense of being able to read a situation, and knowing that you can spot a dishonest person, or you can read an energy of a person and know whether or not they're worthy of trust or not, and trust yourself to be able to handle those environments and handle those kind of people and handle those kind of situations, so that you don't need to feel like you always have to be guarded constantly, but rather that you can respond in a situation when it's needed and handle your own energy and master your own energy, so that you can navigate or pivot or move away from or move towards when it feels right, like when it feels right. So there's no need to have this blanket energy of mistrust on everything, on every situation, on everyone, but rather just know that you are capable of reading an environment and an energy, and you can handle it when things come up, when a betrayal occurs, or when a mistrust occurs, or when a dishonesty occurs, that you know how to handle that, and you're not going to just like stay in a situation that's unhealthy for you, but that you will use your strengths, you will use your intuition, you'll use your sensitivities to your advantage and navigate away from those kind of energies. So let's see if there's anything else here. I kind of feel like I've covered this reading more or less. I'm getting another interpretation here now. So for some people watching this reading, you might actually be closing out a long relationship, one that maybe started in your childhood, right? And for some of you, this could even be a family member. Some of you might be realizing that you're dealing with a toxic person. Seven of Swords here. You might have been dealing with someone for a very long time who's been not worthy of trust and not worthy of your closeness, not worthy of, you know, this level of intimacy. Even if there is a long established relationship here, even if it's someone from your childhood, it could be a childhood friend, it could be a family member, even a sibling. It could even be a sibling here that you might be deciding to finally take the space that you need from them and draw clear boundaries. That's also what the Strength card is about. And make a little distance. You may not sever the relationship completely, but I think you're here realizing that it's long overdue for you to make a very clear boundary with this person and take a step back and not be as involved in their life and not let them be so involved in your life, and have a more healthy structure for yourself as far as how you relate with them, how you integrate them into your life, so that they're not having as much of an effect on you, especially if this person is someone who's been dishonest to you, with you, or has been, I'm feeling this energy more of like they take a lot of energy from you. They require a lot of energy. They're very needy maybe, or they're very outspoken as far as like the way they have an opinion about you on everything that you do. It's something like that for someone. And I think you're seeing here now that this person is just like overly judgmental, or they're overly dishonest, whatever it is about this person, whatever quality it is about this person that you don't like, that you've been kind of doing your best to accept or overlook. I feel like finally you're seeing that this is actually really unhealthy for you to be around. And it's time to make a clear boundary and just take a step back from them and not give them so much of your time and energy, so that they don't have as much of an influence on the way that you feel. And I think that's going to make you experience more joy in the coming months, weeks, months, years, whatever, as you establish a more clear boundary and a greater sense of self. And you do what you know is right for you, and that helps you build confidence as well. And all of these things together will add up to create a general sense of well-being that's increased from where it is right now. Don't be afraid to do what's right for you. Don't be afraid to take a step back from relationships, even if they are very long-founded relationships, even if they are family members. You know, don't be afraid to like establish clear boundaries and take a step back and create more distance between you and other people if you're just not vibing with them anymore. Because I feel like you've been working really hard to, you know, maintain a relationship with this person, to keep them in your life, but it's been at a cost. There's been a cost incurred here for you to maintain this relationship. So there's no need to feel guilty. There's no need to feel bad. There's no need to feel any type of way. Even if this person like comes at you with like, "What? Hey, what's going on? I feel like your energy's different," or like, "Why are you not returning my calls?" or whatever. You know, like, don't feel afraid to tell them straight up, like, "I just feel like taking a step back from our relationship because it's taking too much of my time and energy," or whatever, or not at all. You also don't owe them an explanation if you don't want to, right? But I do feel like there's a need here for someone watching this reading to take a step back from a relationship that's from a long time, like a long established relationship, and just be in what's comfortable for you as far as how much time you give them. And if they come back at you with something, you can choose whether or not you decide to explain to them why you're taking more space. But I think that this is if you decide to follow through with this type of advice, that you will find yourself getting more happiness and joy in your life, because you're doing what's right for you, what you know you need to do. Taurus, that's it for your reading today. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading.